Hi little dragons, this time for my watercolor practice I'm going to try to explain you a little bit about my process, even though I'm just a beginner with this medium, and we are going to look at these two little dragons. They are original characters from my webcomic entitled Dragology, and they appear in chapter 7. And if you want to read Dragology, it is available on my Patreon. So I start with some green, because the main theme of these dragons is that they are like kind of spirits, and they live in the forest, and they are designed as to represent a little bit the elements of the forest. I start with a little bit of a yellow green. I have a very blue-green in my palette that I don't really like, because I'm not a very great fan of green from the start, so I try to blend it with some yellow, and then here you can see that I'm using a little bit more the color as it is on my palette, so more towards the blue tones. And in this case I like it because it's blended a little bit with a warmer color. So to mix the colors, the watercolors, is very challenging, but it is so relaxing, and it is one of the aspects that I like the most about watercolors, because you can really achieve some shades, particular shades. And then I proceed on with the other little dragon sitting there, and I do basically the same. So I start from a little bit of a yellow base and then go on with the more bluish green. I'm using a 12 color palette, and I thought that it was not enough to have like the colors that I wanted to create, but actually I discovered that it doesn't matter how many colors you have, you can even do all the colors with just 3 colors apparently. I've never studied the color theory, so this is all new for me, and so I'm trying to take out the best from my color palette because I want to practice that. And here you can see that I'm just shading a little bit in the same way the grass, and adding just some sprinkles just to fill these white spaces. And then I go for a little bit of a shade for like these horns that they have, kind of like grass, representing like the grass. So for this case I blend it with more blue, and to have a little bit of a shade here you can also see, and try to add this gradient. That is another aspect of the watercolors that I really like, because the aspect of using water is giving the gradient, if you can use it properly, giving the gradient such a natural and fluid and smooth aspect that I really like. Then I add some highlights with the pen, or at least I try, because you can see that it's not really visible. I was just trying to experiment with this white pen that I got, and then I proceed on with the line art. So I'm using this black pen that is more like a brush pen, and it is a Japanese pen that they use for like calligraphy, and they sell it at the shops that they have here. And it is actually a little bit difficult to use for me, because it is very, very sensitive. And so for calligraphy you have some kind of rules when you draw the kanji, and that will guide you more towards using like the right width and the line weight. But in my case I'm just doing like very freelance, like very randomly, and so I like the fact that it is very sensitive, and so with just a little bit of a pressure, you have complete different line weights, and I think that is very cool. I'm not sure if this is what I want to use for my watercolors. I see there are many techniques for the outline. Some uses like even the same watercolor, just with less amount of water, or you can use pencils. Colored pencils is something that I would like to try, but I don't have at the moment some good color pencils, but I really like the effect because it's really soft. But yeah, this is something that I've seen using like this kind of brush pen, black. I've seen it probably somewhere on social media, and I wanted to try this first because it looked like very fast, and since they are selling very brush pen in Japan, I wanted to try it, but I don't know if I really like the outcome. And then I just add some highlights with the pen, the marker on the dragon body. It's not really visible, but yeah, this is the final result, and I hope you like it, and I hope you like this video and a little bit of my explanation. These were the two other drawings that I made before. You can also find the process videos for this on my YouTube. And then I add something that is a little bit of a final detail. This is a stamp that is very used in Japan. They use it just to sign like official documents. For me, it's nothing like that. It's just I made it for fun, and I wrote Urania, and then so I just sign it like this, and I really like the effect because it's giving a little bit of a like Japanese kind of postcard. So yeah, this is it, and let me know in the comments if you would like to see something else. If you have any feedbacks or comments, I would love to hear your opinion. So thank you very much. Love you. Bye bye.